I have gutted and completely rebuilt our van, and it is almost ready for a summer on the road full of adventure. And in this video, we're going to install a few upgrades that are going to help big time when it comes to working remotely on the road. Welcome back to the van build, where we have been working through our giant cardboard list of projects we want to get done before our big summer adventures in the van this year. And we're getting close to time to leave. In our last video, we did the full install of the inverter charger as well as our new solar panels. And I got some updates on a few things here. We've got parts in the mail for the rear storage drawer, the dinette table, fabric for the couch covers. We actually have our place to poop sorted out. We'll be making a separate video on that. And I've also got a bunch of just like little minor details and things that we're going to work on in this video today. But one thing I want to update you on is number 8 here, our Starlink Mini, which I installed off camera yesterday. Let me show you how I did this because I really like how it worked out. If you don't know, the Starlink Mini is a super portable version of the Starlink. We have the old generation 2, which sits on a fixed base and it like articulates and has to move. And I keep it, it takes up an entire like closet here in the van, and it takes time to set it up and deploy it. It's great. It's like the best internet out there for traveling on the road, though I don't necessarily agree with all the political aspects of it. It is the best product, and I have to work when we're traveling. But it's power hungry, takes up a ton of space, and is a little bit cumbersome to set up. Not deal breakers, but with the new Mini, they had a 40% discount on those in the month of May, so I snagged one. I'm using the crossbar mount from Starlink. It's like 20 bucks. And I figured out that I could just run the wire down this door channel here. There's actually a huge gap between this rubber gasket and the metal like outer edge of the door where all of this other wiring passes through. And so yeah, I just ran the cable down the channel here, and then I cut a hole where the existing like conduit is for the speaker wires that go into the door. Made a little drip loop because this will get wet and water will drip down it, so it drips here instead of going into it, and then it just passes through and comes out inside the van. Now this has got like the 30-foot cable that comes with it, so there's a ton of slack in there. And actually what I've decided is I've got in the mail a 6.5-foot cable that we'll run down here and use that for the rooftop setup, and then I'll keep the other cable for when we're parked under a tree and it makes sense. I'll be able to pop this off the roof rack, run it out, you know, outside from under the trees, and use our long cable from that, which will be probably a small fraction of the time when we're out west. I've tested it out. It uses only 25 watts. I do have it running on the inverter right now, but I can buy a little adapter to run it off a 12 volt and not have to run the inverter. But with our new solar panels, it's completely negligible. Like, our batteries are going to be fully charged if the sun's out, and the overhead of running the inverter just doesn't matter. So yeah, it's on the inverter. When we turn the power on, we get internet. Now, one of the things I noticed about our new roof rack when I moved a crossbar much further forward on the van to mount the new solar panels, we get a lot more wind noise and resistance from it. So when you drive it above 40 miles an hour, you hear like a whoo and a vibration. You can actually feel it creating some drag up there. I had suspected that was going to be a problem, so I got a wind fairing for this thing. I was going to make my own. I researched it and found the stuff, and for the price for the raw materials and then to have to do the work and get clamps and hardware and stuff, it just makes sense to buy one. So I got one on eBay, and we're going to install that now. So I got this Yakima one. It's really nice. It's 52 inches, which will cover a good like majority of the crossbar. And yeah, it's got a little curve to it. And I hate that these are all branded. You just can't find them without branding on them. But I've got an idea on how to customize this and make it look really cool. I think it's going to look awesome on the van. Alright, I'm going to take this thing on a quick highway drive and see if it fixed our whooshing sounds. Looks good though. Alright, that seems to have made a really big difference. I don't know if you can hear it. There's still a whistling from the corners of the racks, that's catching it, but it's a very light whistling sound. It doesn't bother me much. Before we were getting this really deep whoosh and I could feel the drag, and that's all completely gone, so I'm happy. It was like not gonna be cool to be listening to that at highway speeds. I haven't even gotten it on the interstate yet, but for like days and days of that would have been really stressful this summer. Much better. Check out all the closet space I just freed up. This just came in the mail. That's what we replaced our trasheroo with. Appropriately sized for this, you know?
Or will it just fall down?
No, it'll just fall down. That's the base of it. Right? Oh, dude. Pockets. Nice. Hey, that's nice, dude. Button. Room though, huh?
Yeah, there's room.
Check that out, man. Propane problem solved. It could go down one rung if we wanted to.
Depends on the bike situation.
Yeah. Our much shorter Starlink cable also came in the mail. I hope it's long enough. I think it'll work though. Kind of work it around our insulation we have stuffed in here. But there's just an open hole on the inside of the van where we stuffed that insulation that you can actually feel the plug. There we go. Nice. Now a drip loop. See how long this cord is? So now I've got this one that I can use without undoing any of the wiring. I can just disconnect the dish and use this long one to run the dish if we've got an obstruction in our campsite. Let's see. There's the blue light. Our dish has power. Cool. Ooh. Snuggly. Too snuggly? Oh yeah, it's snug. Love it. They look kind of crooked because of how the top tapers and we're kind of pitched forward in the van. Also probably because this window is not square. But that is a fine little closet.
Yeah.
I added a top shelf over here too. I just gotta screw these down. Alright guys, our Lagun table base has arrived. I'm super stoked about this. We ordered a factory second. You can save like, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks on these because they have like scratches or dents. I mean, it's practically flawless. There's like one tiny little mark right here. Anyway, looks awesome. I'm probably going to make a different tabletop than the one that we have in the van right now. That's slightly larger because I think it'll fit the bed a little better and give me more workspace. But I want to go ahead and get this hooked up because the dimensions of the new table kind of depend on where this gets mounted. So I'm going to set it up with the old table first, and then we'll build a new tabletop later. I also got two bases for this. See these plates bolt in or screw in to your paneling or your dinette or wherever you're hooking it up, and then this leg slides on it and ratchets down. You can loosen it and take it off the base. And I got a second one. They have a thin mount too, so this might fit in a slightly tighter location, and that will let us move the table from one spot in the van to the other. I haven't decided exactly where all the spots are, but I also kind of want to see which base I'm putting on the couch bed. Way on the edge, but maybe more like this. That's not bad, dude. Okay. So I think I like that. Dudes. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's how I want it. And then we can go No, we're good. If you haven't been following along, this folding table is also the insert that makes the fourth quadrant of our bed here. Oh, I think we're in, guys. Mode here where it's like, yeah, it's more dinette-y right here for Henry to sit over there. This is perfect. And for me to work, incredible. And I think with it like locked down. We could drive with it. Guys, I just made a terrible discovery. It's been raining like crazy for several days. I had been suspicious that maybe we had gotten some water under this fan. It was not discolored like that, and I can touch it. It's wet to the touch. We're leaking. God damn it. I've had the worst luck with these fan installs. So, sun just came out. As soon as the roof is dried off, I'll be up there on the ladder with a whole f***ing tube of sealant. We're gonna seal that up really good before our next trip. That sucks so bad, man, but yeah, not too bad, but it's definitely wet under there. I might take this cowl off and get it all dried out and just make sure that there's no mold or anything back there, but man, that sucks. Glad I caught it now though, rather than on the road. Table's amazing. It's so good. And I feel good having this done because honestly, even if I don't get to making the bigger table before it's time for us to leave, this will be totally fine. And look, you can kind of, because I offset the base, I can rotate it around where it's closer to the table leg, and see Henry sits over there when he eats. I also found this other cool mode. You flip it around this way. Sorry, still learning it. And get it between these two seats. You get it between like the spot where I'm sitting and this corner spot over here, and it's like a little snack table type situation. I love it. This is so much better than that stupid table leg that keeps falling down in the corner back there and making a bunch of noise. And I can get this big thing off the ground that keeps tripping us. Hell yeah. All right guys, I found our leak. Plain as day as I'm up here looking at it. I can't believe I didn't notice it before. Right here on the back. Otherwise had a good seal, but I've just got this little gap right here where water can get in. And it like had to have the perfect conditions. One thing that sucks about these vans is it's got channels like this that normally when you're driving would push water down the back. And they're sloped here so that water kind of runs forward, and with the fan in here it creates these little pools. So this didn't leak all the time. It only leaked when there was enough standing water that these overflowed and created pooled up water above the top of this little gap in the sealant, and the van had to be parked nose down just enough for it to flow that way rather than backward. There's actually another spot just like it on the front side that I don't think has been leaking because of where I've been parked, but it certainly could in the same way. And it's just right at the midpoint. I was working from the sides of the van. We didn't have the ladder on the back, and it's just right at the midpoint where I couldn't reach or see very well. Anyway, I don't have any more self-leveling sealant, which is what we used on that, but I did have some non-self-leveling, non-sag sealant, and the sealant looks really good all the way around. I'm just gonna fix these obvious holes, cover the screw heads that could use a little bit of extra coverage, and I think we'll be good to go. Non-leveling, so I kind of have to tool it in there. Okay, damage is pretty minimal. Let that dry out. I think we're good to go though. That's what happens when you cut holes in vehicles. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I've been sitting out here today, taking some meetings in the new mobile workstation to test it out. It's amazing. This is going to be so much more ergonomic than working from the countertops like I did last summer. We are getting really close to leaving for our big summer adventure. We'll tell you more about it in the next video as we wrap up the last lingering projects. We've also got a big announcement about the channel that's coming soon that you're going to want to stay tuned for. So thanks for watching. We'll finish these upgrades and we'll be on the road soon.